Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Welcome to another exciting episode of Iftar and Chill, where we talk about everything Ramadan. My name is Zohramullah, and joining me today is Khadija and Shahali. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Today's topic is very important. We are marking Wiladat of Imam Hassan alayhi salam. And as a youth, are there some lessons that we can actually pick kutoka kwa maisha ya Imam Hassan?
Well, yes, very many lessons, Zuhra. First of all, this is a very important figure in Islam. MashaAllah, we can actually draw a lot of lessons from him. Like, first of all, we can actually see where he comes from. He's the grandson of the Holy Prophet. He's the son of Bibi Fatima and Imam Ali. That's a very beautiful family where he comes from, and there's much we can actually learn from him as youths. Yeah, so we can actually see that he actually comes from a very beautiful family, him being the grandson of the Holy Prophet.
Actually, the first
grandson of the Holy Prophet, and then also the son of Bibi Fatima, who happens to also be one of the great women in paradise, inshallah, and also Imam Ali, the successor of the Prophet. Like, we can actually see he's a very important figure in Islam.
Interestingly enough, I think before we get to lessons from his life, it is important to know who are we talking about. Yeah, because just going to knowing some lessons without knowing, I've got some lessons from people, but in reality, you don't know who they are, and later on you realize that you have learned something from the wrong person. Sometimes some people say that you can learn the right thing from the right person, and it is okay to learn the right thing from the wrong person, but not everyone believes in that. Anyway, so Imam Hassan, interestingly enough, he was one of the few Sahabas that are considered they were children during the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, we only have a handful. Like, we have Imam Hassan, Imam Hussein, and we have Ibn Abbas. He was older than them, but Imam Hassan, by the time he was born in around around second year of Hijrah. So by the time Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is dying, he was around around 7 years, 8 years. He was young, but very young. And during that time that they lived with the Prophet, we got to know about Imam Hassan more. We know about Imam Hassan more during the time of the life that he lived with the Prophet than the life that he lived after the Prophet Muhammad. Yeah, so that's why the hadith, the famous hadith, Al-Hassan al Hussein Sayyid Shabab Ahl Jannah, that Imam Hassan and Hussein, they are masters of the youth of Jannah. And we have the other hadith that Prophet says, and also can be found in many books, even Sunni books, where Prophet says, Al-Hassan wal Hussein imamani qama au qauda. Imam Hassan and Hussein, they are leaders, yeah, wakue wamesimama, not literally, but they are fighting, or they are in responsibility, or they are not, but they are leaders. So later on, this hadith was understood in different context after like many years. Yeah, and many other things. I hope people go read and study more about Imam Hassan.
Yeah, that would be a very good thing.
That's so beautiful. Now, when most people actually know of Imam Hussein more than we know about Imam Hassan, because of the incidences that happened at Karbala. And I think wakati Imam Hassan, during his imamate period, there was so many injustices zilikuwa zinafanyika, na labda the people around there walikuwa naona maybe the best way that Imam Hassan would have done this would maybe to wage a war or something. But the vice versa happened. So maybe sisi kama vijana with the Gen Z riots and everything, how can you relate this from the life of Imam Hassan?
I think first you can learn or draw a lesson from an incident if you learn about it correctly. So first of all, you need to know the situation of Imam Hassan before learning or drawing any conclusion from the lesson. So first you need to understand Imam Hassan alayhi salatu wasalam, after we know that he lost his mother due to the incidents after there was this mvutano for khilafa after the Saqifa thing, Imam Ali and then Bibi Fatima kuumizwa na nini. So Imam Hassan alayhi salam from early childhood aliona, akikuwa bado mdogo, aliona the situation. So we had the first Khalifa, his father was there, but he did not take any responsibility even though the Prophet had chosen him. So that is an era that he lived with his father. So during that time, who is the Imam?
During the era of his dad as the Khalifa?
His dad was not a Khalifa for the longest time.
Oh, the third Khalifa?
It was Imam Ali. Imam Ali
Yeah,
is,
Imam Ali was
is
the
Imam
then.
being... You see, we don't look at Khilafat, we are looking at Imam.
Oh, you
So
asked
in
who was the
Imam,
Imam
yeah,
at that
for
time.
us, Imam Ali, the time that the Prophet passed, yeah, from then back as kule Imam Ali aga, our Imam is Imam Ali. So our wengine tuna recognize as historical figures, definitely, and definitely we respect them to something. So now during those, we have the Imamat and Khilafah. So Imam Ali was the Imam during that time. So Imam Ali was supposed to be Khalifa and Imam. So we have, Prophet had two responsibilities. He had responsibility from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also he was the governor of the Islamic government. We can't call him a king, he never called himself king. So after that, we see that they two, because most of the Prophet, they didn't have the second responsibility, like having a government institution in. So what happened, they forcibly took the government from Imam Ali. But it does not mean that Imam Ali, he doesn't have the Imam. And wherever he saw that Muslimin, they were going wrong, Imam Ali helped them. Yeah, in many scenarios during, even though they were not maybe in the best time with the Khalifas, but Imam Ali helped them in many scenarios that you can find in historical books. Now what happened during the time of the third Khalifa, during the time of third Khalifa, there was quite a lot of issues like injustice within the Muslim communities, Waislamu wakaanza kulalamika, polepole ikakuwa serious, and later on the third Khalifa was killed. First part, Imam Ali is against the third Khalifa. Sindio? Hawelewani?
He's not supporting him.
He's not supporting him. Funniest thing, Imam Ali understands some things more than us. He sent Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein, and they protected the third Khalifa. Hawelewani? So Imam Hassan and Hussein, the first lesson that we can say that it is there, always looking at the bigger picture. I think this is the thing that it keeps on repeating itself, the bigger picture. Imam Ali said that we cannot make this tradition of killing Khalifas.
Yeah.
Even though me, I'm against him, but this tradition of killing them, I'm against it. So he sent Imam Hassan and Hussein, they fought, hata wakakuwa na wameumia, cars, injuries, nini, after that. So after that, the Muslimin chose Imam Ali as their Khalifa. Now the problem and trouble began from there. Now Muawiyah was like, you see, me, I don't want Khilafah. Me, I'm a nice guy. Yeah. Kwanza saizi kuna series yake imetoka, badala ya kusaidia inasumbua tu. Anyway, so me, I don't want trouble. Yeah. Me, I just want to take those who killed the third Khalifa to justice. Me, I'm not fighting for Khilafah. Even though he koroga some of the Muslimin during that time, that's he indirectly was part of the Jamal, because he incited some of the Muslimin to stand against Imam Ali, because now he's the Khalifa. And Quran says in Surah Al-Baqarah, kama waumini wa group mbili za waumini zikikosana, jaribu muwasuluhishe, ikikataa hiyo ingine yenye imeinuka inafanya baghi, mpigane nao. So now Muawiya, kuna khalifa tayari wa Kiislamu wenye mnatakana muamfuate based on their count and our count. Now kukakuwa na Jamal and then Safin. So Imam Hassan take responsibility as katika wasimamizi then. So he was given responsibility za jeshi in early days. So imagine during Jamal and then Safin. and then Nahrawan, now the what comes. So Imam Hassan ilikuwaje
Can you
akachukua.
imagine during all this time bado alikuwa mdogo?
I can't say he was very young because vile he was like 30, 35 hapo tayari amekuwa. Yes. Imam Hassan.
Okay.
Yeah, but the lessons are there. So now what happens ni nini? After Nahrawan, Imam Ali ndo alikuwa anakusanya watu wake kurudi nini vita na Muawiya. So Imam Hassan did not wage a war. Yeah, if kama saizi mimi niko kwangu, mimi ndo ni mwenye nyumba, wewe unaingia unataka kuchukua kwangu, am I waging war against you ama ni wewe ndo umewage? Unajaribu to protecting myself. So we can't say that Imam Hassan was asked to wage war. Yeah, to defend the Khilafat. He was asked to defend the Khilafat. So Imam Ali was doing that. Yeah, alafu so now what happens ni nini? We see that Imam Ali is trying to like after some rounds na nini, after many issues, Imam Ali is collecting the mu'minin to go another round with battle with Muawiya na jeshi yake watu wa Sham. But now this is what happened. Imam Ali was killed. Yes, Imam Ali was killed. So Imam Ali was killed. Yeah, after death of Imam Ali, those people that they were around Imam Ali, they chose Imam Hassan.
Okay.
Now, this is where the problem began for Imam Hassan. One thing most of us, we do you know the word Khulafa Rashidin?
You've heard of it.
What does it? You did inaitwaje?
IRE.
IRE. You did IRE.
No, I did CRE. But I don't
For a
have
Muslim,
excuse.
for a Muslim, you need to know that those historical times. You know Khulafa Rashidin, yeah? Yeah, they truly, rightfully guided Khalifas. Yeah? What happens during that time, yeah? Imam Hassan is part of Khulafa Rashidin. They say there are 4, but in reality, there are 5, because Imam Hassan was Khalifa for 6 months.
Oh.
Yeah, he is the last Khulafa Rashidin. Historically. As Imam, he's our second Imam.
Yes.
For clarification, it's important to differentiate.
Oh, so there's, okay.
Yeah, people don't know that. Like we even Sunnis don't know. Most of them, they don't know that. Yeah. So he's the 5th Khalifa. So after Imam Ali, what happened? He was killed, and then watu wakakuja. Muawiya was Muawiya. Yes, he did what? He bribed. Like he bribed. Yeah. Kama saizi unaona.
So corruption.
You should read letters between him, the situation of like that person. He was like Machiavelli was before Machiavelli. You know Machiavelli, yeah? The prince, the one who wrote The Prince. Yeah, his system. So now, just to finish this, so what happened is he bribed. Kama saizi unaona vile saizi majenzi wamekuwa toka hivi alafu kidogo wanasema njia ni mbili. Wanasema hiyo gunia unaibeba kwa mkono ama unaivaa kwa kichwa. So unakuta either unalipwa ama unapotezwa. So kuna wenye walilipwa wakawacha Imam Hassan. So in reality jeshi Imam Hassan ikakuwa like imedhoofishwa sana. Good amount of them wakambetray Imam Hassan. So lakini kuna wenye like big fan of him, like we are ready to fight, but Imam Hassan was realistic.
Yeah, he was make.
He said that they wrote a treaty where Muawiya never honored it later on at all. Yeah. But they signed a treaty that tuache vita, alafu uko khalifa baada yako mimi ndakuwa khalifa mandugu yangu. Tu usiguse waumini, usiwe watu wangu, usifanye nini vitu kama hizo.
So peace treaty.
Yes, peace treaty. So Imam Hassan tried to save his people, yeah, by taking the shame of peace treaty. Because Waarabu pia wanapenda kupigana. Kwani like we are men, let's fight. Let's settle this on a battlefield. Nguvu. Yeah, tupimane nguvu. No, but Imam Hassan was quite realistic in that situation based on the situation ilikuwa iko na vile that was the best way to deal with this situation. Na pia kuonyesha watu cause Muawiya was quite unfortunately good in a bad way.
Like he was very influential.
Not just influential, like you see, no one had taken, he did few things that we never had in Islam. Yeah, first unaona during we don't believe, I don't know if we have time. We don't have time.
We don't have time for us.
Yeah.
But that was a very good and interesting story.
Like, you know, the behind story that most of us don't actually get to interact with it.
But we can actually draw, you see the way you said, like, this is understanding now Imam
The
Hassan,
situation.
who he was and what he's gone through. Like, we can actually draw the lesson of justice from that, leadership, like taking the hand,
and
like,
being very realistic.
yes,
On what
those
works.
are very good qualities.
Wow. That was so insightful, learning about Imam Hassan and why he chose to do what he had during those situations. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll be looking at other lessons that we can learn from his life. See you after the break. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala barakatuh. Welcome to the second segment of Iftar and Chill, where we're talking about lessons that tunaweza kuchukua from the life of Imam Hassan alayhi salam kama vijana. Now, one of the lessons ambazo tumejifunza ni he stood up for justice, and he was quite realistic during his time, like in this situation, what can actually work. And I think, I mean, also for some of us, I mean, looking at our political situation and all this, we need to also understand and analyze, like, situation ikoaje, what is the best way forward.
But again, also we can add something on that, particularly during that situation of treaty. You see, Imam Hassan alayhi salatu wasalam was responsible and he carried responsibility over these people. Even though it harmed him, like in terms of status, nini, but he took it on because his responsibility is what matters. But our youth these days, mtu kama kitu kimboa anajitoa tu, hata kama like bro, tumelewana hivi, like mimi nifanya nini, mimi nishachoka. Unajua,
it is not fit for my mental health.
Good amount of, like, unfortunately,
I think when I clear that aspect,
not really. I don't know what is the name that we can put on it. Like, if something, we have two kind of people, like people who, like, they honor their part, and people that I can't say that they are honorable, because you see, personally speaking, if I make a promise, I will kill myself to deliver. Ati sijui ni, like, Sheikh, seriously, you want to kill yourself because you promised? Wewe uko tu tayari, like, kidogo tu kitu kienda tu south ushajitoa, like, ina bo siko ubaya.
So umekaa umepanga, Hadija, tumepanga tutafanya hivi, alafu someone calls you 15 minutes ati by the way Zohra, mimi siwezi make, like, 15 minutes aki.
This guy
the kind of person, the kind of character
we have two kinds of people when it comes to cancelling things. Number one is mtu, like, imebaki 10 minutes, mtu anakupigia, ile meeting yetu ilikuwa ni leo. Ay, brother.
You want to be able to come.
Ati I won't be able to come, nini. I know where you live. I know how much time it takes you for an Uber, not even for matatu, for you to get here. You are calling me 10 minutes prior to our meeting that if the meeting is today, are people coming?
Priorities.
So again, you see, unfortunately, in this context that we have, good amount of us, we can see that either we don't have priorities or we lack communicating that you are not a priority. Just tell me that this thing is not a priority. I plan according to our both priority. Like, our priorities align on these things. Siya kama me, because I respect you, I respect your time. Najipanga vizuri, unajiona nimepanga vizuri. Like, a whole week nimeblock because of today's meeting. Alafu unaniambia vitu kama hizo.
That's very, I don't know, disappointing. But this is how you see from that, we are comparing this the kind of modern leadership that we have right now with the kind of leadership that Imam Hassan used to have at that time. Like, we can pick all these good qualities, like you,
and also putting his people first, not himself. Siko ubaya saizi wewe kama ukiangukia kama, no, siko ubaya. Umeenda maandamano, mimi siwezi kuhudhuria maandamano. Umeenda maandamano, si ndio? Alafu, like, you are fighting for all of us, si ndio? Alafu kaitwa kando, Zuhra,
tuongee story.
You are an influential person. XYZ party would need a youth wing. Unaonaje? Utasema alhamdulillah, all of my struggle has paid off. Nimepata job. Na hivyo ndo katuvua. So Imam Hassan angeza kupata like kuna namna angeza kucheza na politics. He was straight. Angeza kucheza politics against something with like by selling his people. He never did that. Yeah. In fact, he lose a lot because of his people and trying to protect them.
So I think kwa sisi vijana, especially if you're a youth leader out there, just having your title a youth leader is not enough. It means kuna zile majukumu ambazo unazo, ambazo people expect you to actually show up and represent them, not represent yourself.
And actually be accountable for that. Be held liable for that.
Yeah. Si ati wameweka 50 bob ya kununua some things for the organization or a particular project. Unajambia, nitarudisha kesho, acha tu nichukue 50 bob. I pay my trip or something, or you go squander it. Pana.
Yeah, okay, I think the other lesson we can actually draw from Imam Hassan is the aspect of self-discipline. In as much as tunaweza sema okay, sawa ametoka from that lineage ya tuseme ni mtoto wa Imam Ali na ni grandson wa. But hiyo ukimwangalia on his own pia akona that aspect here, that good quality ya self-discipline, of which we can also see it as important in this month of Ramadan. Like wewe as a person, what is it that unajizuia kufanya, ama what is it that it's needed for you to, ever expected for you to do, and you're following through with it. You see, that's also one of the great qualities.
You have time for a funny story or not?
Well,
Tell us.
There was this person who was living in one of the Middle Eastern countries. So this person was like narrating on Twitter, obviously, or X, that my husband won a kastrika and then he beats me. So anasema alafu later on he comes, apologizes, sijui nini vitu kama hizo. I don't know about the lab bomb, but he apologized, he cries that like I have anger issues, I need to take anger management class. So he kept on doing that until they immigrated to Canada or USA, I think. So there was this one time that he got out of control. And then he beat her. Yeah? And after doing so, what happened is like people like unajua unaweza kumshtakia huyu afanywe ile maneno ya labda hata anaweza kurudishwa kwao. Anasema since then my husband stopped beating me.
Wow.
So and she was like on the comment like this guy from day one had the self discipline of not beating me.
So alikuwa tunatafuta excuses.
Like kama gava ya Canada ama US inaweza just knowing that hii kitu inamcost inaweza kumstop. So yeah, discipline is something that sometimes si kwamba we are not disciplined, we need to be in the right motivational situation to be
well, that's on a lighter note.
No, siko ubaya. No, we mara ngapi during no, siko ubaya. Mara ngapi during Rajab na Shaban umeamka unataka kufunga sunna. Like uko 50-50. Na kwamba si kama utakula kitu like kitu kubwa.
Yeah, you're not putting that much effort.
No, but unasikia tu uvivu wa kufunga saumu. Ramadhani unapitwa na daku.
But lazima ufast.
Unaona? So we can push.
Oh,
that's a different story.
Okay.
So I think one of the other lessons that personally I like from Imam Hassan, and something that we lack in our community, like not just the Shia community, even the Sunni communities, even the whole Kenya community, like in Africa. Yeah. Can you guess what it is?
Unity.
If you notice that there was battles, Nanini, there was no unity.
Oh, okay. So that was just another lesson I wanted to draw from Imam Hassan. But then, okay, tell us that.
What do you think that could be?
That we lack?
Yes.
I don't know. You tell us.
It's a lesson.
It's a lesson. Maybe you know that you have that. You see, Imam Hassan used to do something interesting. Imam Hassan was well known because you see, back then we did not have madrasa. Like unaona vile saizi tuko na shule. Back then people wa kitambo, they did not go to school. So either your father knows someone, he brings that person home anakufunza. Or
Homeschooling.
yeah, like and those is for those who have money. If you don't have money, most people, they did not know how to read. Like, it was very common. Yeah. So what happened is, or you go to mosque, you learn Quran, the few things, you listen to lecture, and there is this elite group here, masomo na nini. Imam Hassan used to buy slaves every year. Every year, like good number of slaves, and waleta kwake. So he feeds them, he gives them clothes, and he teaches them Islam. Anawalea, like high standard kulea. This is Imam Hassan kulea. Yeah, and then frees them after 1 year. Like, he kept on doing that every year. And in some historians have mentioned that Imam Hassan gave away his wealth twice. He was very generous. So the first aspect that I'm trying to emphasize is mentorship.
Shika mtu mkono, si ati juu God amekubless umefika mahali unajiona umefika heaven. Hapana, just the way someone held your hand along the journey.
Help someone else.
Yeah, help someone
No,
else.
but again, siko ubaya. Do you know why most of us, we don't do mentorship?
Share.
No, let me ask you. No, let me ask you.
Excuse yako.
It's not an excuse, it's the reality.
Which reality? Share.
Because
People need
one-
to work out
Because of the-
here.
One,
Putting in
no.
much effort.
No, it's true. One, is siko ubaya. Have you worked with our youth? They are brilliant. Yeah? But the effort that siko ubaya, unajua wewe kwa akili yako, you are trying also to teach them consistency. You want to teach them to be loyal to some degree to this thing. Some of them, wakikuja kwako, they lack all of these things. So hata it's
So, si
like
unaanzia
it's
square
quite
one,
hard.
share.
Square one,
You
unaona
even-
huyo mtu,
you
unaona
even
mtu,
mentor
unaona
the
mtu,
soft
no,
skills.
unaona huyo mtu mwenye unamleta, si unaona, unajaribu kumfundisha nini na nini? Consistency.
Yes.
Day 2 amepotea. Hata lesson 2 imepotea hivyo. Like,
Basi ina depend na foundation umemake day 1, si ndio? Ama
Plus,
you have
share.
not tried
Mentorship
this
is
work.
a journey, share. Mentorship is a journey.
Tusaidiane. Si mimi nikusaidie peke yangu. Like, you see, when it comes to swimming, they say you can't help someone who is drowning. The possibility of them drowning you is higher than
higher.
you helping them. I'm not comparing these two, by the way.
No, but
there is
bottom
that
line,
there
at
is that
least-
need of you to have, like, those who understand mentorship. Siko ubaya, I'm not trying to compare kabilas in Kenya, but if you look at Indians in Kenya and also the Somalis, the Swahilis, good amount of them, they have mentorship in their whole system, like ya maisha. Like, unakuta mtoto Msomali hivi miaka 15, 14 yuko shop ya baba yao nini. Wengi tu sana. Like, Waindi like wakifunga shule wako kwa shop za baba yao nini. No, that's how
They start learning.
si haina ni ethics nini
maintain family business.
it is, yes,
But
part
yeah, I
of it
understand
is,
your
but
point.
like huyu mtu siku ile atenda mahali, he knows how to bargain, he knows how to kuhesabu pesa, he knows how to do this, how, like, inventory of the shop, they can do that. Can you do that now?
Makes sense.
Yeah. But bottom line is, share.
Effort
At
has
least
to come
try.
both sides,
We
from
have
both
tried,
sides.
that's why we failed a lot.
can't group
But
everyone.
you're not supposed to give up. Are you?
No, we are not giving up, we are looking for those who are ready not to give us together.
No, but maybe I think
Give up together.
I think the intention Pia needs to be there. Like, I want to be mentored.
Yes,
Pia
it's both
inasaidia.
ways. Yes. Because I've mentored people in the, like, in mtu unamwona, like, this person, he's good.
Akona potential.
He has potential. Yeah. I can say now I in contact with 1 or 2 of them. So unaona kitu yenye niko mimi, as someone who believes, like, in community work nini, I'm not waiting for you to
reach
come
out.
to reach out. So I reach out first, second, third. Ya tatu na kuacha. So wewe kama ukitaka, like, I give you options, like, by the way, I'm available, let's go have tea, let's plan this, what are you doing on weekend, tupatane mahali fulani, like. But again, unakuta watu chance yao hao na being samaki ni moja, slippery. Yes.
Anyway, maybe sometimes we get busy. Tuangalie tu schedule zetu.
I know them. Ona kazi anacheza ball tu. Astaghfirullah. No, but again, it's both ways. See, one second.
Yeah. And I think the aspect of generosity that you also mentioned, think saizi vijana tunajaribu sana. Like utawaona vijana over the weekends ama during the holidays, there's something ambayo tunafanya, which is a good thing. Na as we always
What
say,
do you mean by what tunafanya?
no, like we're helping people out. Like during this Ramadan period, utapata maybe wameungana, they've raised some
Something for the
funds.
community.
That's good. As long as you don't post, that shows your intention.
Sheikh, how will you know that we're actually doing
The
it?
aspect of posting Sheikh Ali, it's debatable also, but the intention is there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that brings us to the end of lessons that we can actually pick from the life of Imam Hassan alayhi salam. What lessons have you picked from this? Keep it iftar and chill. Ma salam.